What is going on, you wonderful people? How are we all doing today? Hope you had a really good weekend, and welcome back to another Sunday video. Now today we're going to be talking about my thoughts and opinions on the Shane Dawson's Mind of Jake Paul series, because I really enjoyed it. Now before we get into the video, be sure to slap a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you are new, because we're getting very close to 1,000 subscribers. But let's get right into the video. Now the first thing I want to talk about is how much I actually enjoyed the series. It was so entertaining, it was gripping, it was edited really well, and I personally don't think there was anyone else on the platform that could have done the same thing that Shane done. I'm not saying that there's people that aren't better than him or whatever for any reason. I'm just saying that for Shane to be doing this series, I think he perfected it, and it had me genuinely waiting for the next episode, constantly checking his Twitter feed and his channel just to make sure I wasn't missing it. And I think to be able to do that across 8 episodes is just insane. So firstly, I just wanted to add that. Now Nick, my girlfriend, she's been watching Shane for years, pretty much the first couple of months of when he started his channel to now. Shane's been on YouTube for so long that he's done every type of trend, so many different types of content, and he used to have a very controversial shock comedy effect on people. He used to really push the boundaries of controversy to help him grow and to make people laugh. And to be honest, I'd seen a few videos here and there. Wasn't really interested in that type of comedy at the time. But one thing I have noticed over the last year or so is how he's changed up the style. And this whole docu-series, everyone seems to think that he's come out and just started with Jake Paul. And in reality, he's done so many to build up to this. I think the first one that I really got into, I watched one episode of the Tana Mojo series he did. And I never went back to get the context of it because I don't really know who Tana Mojo is. I mean, I know of her, haven't really watched her content enough to know what she does. But the Jeffree Star one, now Jeffree Star is, you know, one of the biggest makeup YouTubers ever. And he's always in a controversy. He loves it, and to be honest, I gained a lot of respect for Jeffree Star as a human and as a content creator after Shane put out his series on him. I actually sat there and watched it with Nick, thinking, oh, I really don't like this guy, and I don't really know why I don't like this guy. And by the end of it, thinking, wow, he's actually an alright guy, and the reason he does things makes so much sense, rather than having this picture people painted through just little edits and clips and what you see on the YouTube channel, rather than the behind the scenes and what goes through their mind. And it really opened up this whole like craving for more Shane's content, and going from Jeffree Star to the Jake Paul, I just think he went from strength to strength. Just to name a few of the series that he's done that's led up to this, he did a 3-part series with his parents. He did a series where he bought his hater a car and met some of his haters. That was really interesting. Graveyard Girl, he did a series on Tana Mojo. He also did a series on a blind girl, which was really interesting. So he's done a lot of series that have led up to the Jake Paul series, and I think that they were necessary. You can see the growth through them, and I honestly think that the Jake Paul series is spot on. You know, there's a lot of people are saying that it's he's going in with too much of a motive, he's trying to search for a sociopath in Jake Paul. And to be honest, yes, if you look at the editing style, it's very like, he uses it as a scary subject, like a horror type, and he does use the dramatic music, he does use the dramatic edits and sound effects. And if you've watched Shane Dawson, that's kind of what he does. There's no other way of putting it. That is what he does. He uses that to make it a bigger thing than it is. And to be honest, I personally feel that when like a lot of new people, a new audience were watching this, I think mainly it's a guilty pleasure. If I don't like Jake Paul, I want to see everything about it anyway. Or you've got Jake Paulers watching it, just new people to Shane's channel. I don't think they quite expected that style of editing because they've not watched a lot of Shane's videos before. Before he was doing these series, he was doing conspiracy theories, and if you watch any of the conspiracy theories, it has the same editing style, that dark, eerie sort of horror feel to kind of get you immersed and involved in it. And I found it thoroughly entertaining. I mean, I will admit that the first couple of episodes were very sociopath driven, but if you look at the journey of the series, That's what he went in intending to find. He was like, I want to go in and see the mind of Jake Paul. Oh my god, he could be a sociopath. But if you watch it episode by episode, you see it grow and grow and grow, and it slowly comes away from the sociopath side quite early on, because they soon figure out that it's just Jake needed to express himself, and the people that are involved, it was the sociopath stuff was struck off very, very quickly. But having that out of it, you can see, like I said, the growth of the series, and you can see how it adapts and changes over every episode. And from an entertainment standpoint, I was just gripped, and I don't understand where these people are coming from saying, oh, he's painting this false image and painting this and doing that, and it's just over the top and overreacting. I genuinely don't think it was. I think he went in there intending to find something, like he did with his conspiracy videos. He was intending to find something or prove a point, and he gave it the backing of the editing to give that across, which any content creator would do. They always say you have to entice an emotion, and I think it just captivated the audience so much. But when the backlash came out and Shane was like, right, I'm not holding back, I'm doing this, I was like, go, good for you, like, you go for it and put out exactly what you want to put out and let people perceive it as they want, because as a content creator, you're always wondering, oh, they're gonna, are people gonna like this? What if it doesn't do so well? So I get that from his perspective, but at the same time, it was such a well put together 8-part series that I think it speaks for itself. You have to watch it all the way through to make your own judgment on it, and I really, really like that. The people who got involved were great. I'm glad that so many people were on board of actually telling their side of the story and just clearing the air of a lot of things. But the overall sort of feel I got from it was Jake just wanted to kind of have his moment to share his truths, and just kind of clear the air. You can clearly see that the whole Logan and Alyssa really damaged him as a human, which it would to anyone. If it doesn't, you clearly don't have any emotions. So yeah, I understand that. But I was so taken back by it. Now, this entire series, over 8 episodes, has already accumulated 130 million views, which is just astronomical amount of views. One thing I did want to touch on was, if you watch any series that he's done that is in this documentary style series that he's done with anyone, they all seem to show that Shane is a really good, kind-hearted person, and it always ends up with him on a sofa with someone, trying to not give them a redemption arc like everyone seems to be saying, but just give them a platform to tell their truth, come to grips with what they've done, and ultimately Shane is trying to fix them and help them move forward. He's a good guy at heart. He's not doing this to give someone a redemption arc. After actually watching the entire series, I do have a new level of respect for Jake Paul. Not necessarily means that I like him or I condone what he's done, but I can understand where his head was at, what he was thinking, and why he did the things he did because of this series. Whereas if Shane hadn't done the series, I would have just carried on as normal, like a lot of people, and just totally disregarded Jake Paul. The one thing with Shane being like a fixer, someone who wants to go in and genuinely help them, like fix them, and they can move forward, and after they've confronted all of their wrongdoings as such, is I feel that can have a bit of a biased outcome of the series. And I think Shane did extremely well to stay as neutral as possible, getting everyone's side of the story, not taking any sides, just letting people have their platform. And when you watch him, like I said, episode by episode, you can see that he's trying so hard to stay stay neutral and not have his input to make it biased. From my standpoint, I really enjoyed the series, and I want to know what you guys thought of the entire thing. Be sure to comment below and let me know exactly what you thought of it. What aspects did you like? What didn't you like? Do you think he was being biased? Do you think he was being neutral? I think it'd be very interesting to see where Shane goes from this. A lot of people were saying, oh, he must do one on Logan Paul. I don't think that will be the case at all. But yeah, I mean, that's all I've got to say on the matter, really, other than I was really entertained. Really entertained. So if you guys did enjoy the video, then be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and I shall see you guys on Tuesday at 6 PM.